I'm sweating.
So they don't care.
I feel like, keep working.
Itch, knee, sun.
That's the only thing I won't save you from is a monkey.
Okay, hang on 1 second. I feel like I've got a bug up my nose. Cut. Say goodbye. Okay.
So another one of the topics that we talk about in the manual, in the foundation manual, is bodies. And for me, growing up, it was like, nobody told me that you could actually ask your body that it would have its own sense or its own awareness of what it desired.
And what it requires.
And what it requires.
Yeah.
And it's like, and when I started realizing that, all the ways that I was treating my body was based on what I'd been taught, not based on asking a question of what does your body desire, require, need. And in that, I realized that I'd created my body. I mean, I remember looking in the mirror when I think I was like 18 years old, and I looked exactly like my father. But it's like one of the things that I was told when I was younger was, you're just like your dad. So I didn't only create myself to be just like him, I created my body to be just like him as well. But I didn't realize you could create your body as well. And when I recognized that, I went, oh, I don't want to do that anymore. But I started making different choices with my body and started going, okay, so what would my body like to be like? And in that, it was such a freedom to know that it wasn't just me, it was also my body as well. I'd always seen myself as, well, I am my body is me, not, okay, I have a body plus I'm me, what can we create?
Yeah. And one of the things that you get in the foundation class is these really cool body processes. One of them, One of them is MTVSS, which is about changing the blueprint of your body. There's another one that's about biomimetic mimicry. And you go, biomimetic mimicry, what is that? Well, that's where you create your body by mimicking your mom, mimicking your dad, and mimicking the people around you that had bodies before you had one. And you're like, oh, that's how they do it. Okay, I'll do it just like that. Yeah. Like, how many times do you have the same pain that your mom has or that your dad has? And you're like, wait a minute, I'm not them. What's going on? So biomimetic mimicry, what it does is, so we have these hands-on body processes that allow your body to actually start to get an awareness of itself. And when you do that, the interesting thing is there starts to become this peace, this sense of, oh, I'm actually connected with this thing. It's got its own awareness, but I can actually listen to its awareness and I can make choices based on body. And one of the other things we talk about is you ask body, what would you like to eat?
Yeah.
Body, what would you like to wear? For all the things that concern your body, you ask your body, what would you like? And your body's like, and your body has a point of view, which is interesting. Mm-hmm. And even less of a point of view, like we think of a point of view as, well, if you don't do this, I'm going to be mad at you. But really, it's like if you've ever looked at your closet and asked this, so here's a great thing to do. Look at your closet, ask this question, body, what would you like to wear today? And you'll get you'll see this outfit in the corner you haven't worn in 4 years or something, or 20, I don't know. And, and you put it on and everybody goes, oh my God, that looks so amazing on you. Is it new? And you're like, yes. Just when you pull out the oldest outfit you've ever worn, and when people say, is it new? You go, yes, because it is. Fashion has cycles. It's okay. Yes, it's brand new, But there's this thing where our body actually knows based on what it is in the moment, it has a sense of what will make people actually look at it and go, well, you look really amazing. You look really awesome today.
Well, I was just going to say that thing that you said with your point of view. It's like when you go, I'm tired.
Yep.
Notice you never get any less tired. Or you go, I'm sick of this. And your body starts to get sick. It's like that whole thing with your point of view creates your reality, not only for you, but for your body.
Yeah, your point of view creates your reality. Reality does not create your point of view. So here's another tool in foundation. When you're getting sick, here's what you want to ask. What am I sick of? And then you run the clearing statement. Pock and pot all that. Because something will come up. And then you ask again, what am I sick of? And you ask until there's absolutely nothing there. Now, we've all done this for ourselves.
Yep.
Still
We've done
doing
it for
it.
other people.
Yep.
Still do it. And if we get anything that seems like sick, we go, what am I sick of? Pock and pot. What am I sick of? Pock and pot. What am I sick of? We run the clearing statement over and over and over. And what's funny is, like Gary talks about, his son was sick, and his son doesn't do access, but he'll let him run processes on him. And he was sick one day, and he was starting to get the flu, and he was feeling really bad and wanted to throw up and had fever and all this stuff. And Gary said, what are you sick of? And ran this process about 10 or 12 times. And the next morning he talked to his son. He's like, how are you? He's like, oh, I'm great. He's like, well, what do you attribute that change to? And his son went, oh, you just get over things. I'm like, oh.
Can I say one other thing with that? It's like when you change something, if you acknowledge it, then you can start accessing that change into all the other areas of your life. If you go, I'm sick one day. Okay, what am I sick of? And you start using that clearing statement, and then it changes, go, wow, I'm magic. That was awesome. What else could I use that for? And you start acknowledging that place that you created that change. You created that change. So you can start having that with everything in your life, like we've talked about with money, with family, with everything that you've decided that you can't change. You can.
Yeah, when you create a change, acknowledge it. And I love what Brendan said. I'm magic. It's awesome. I mean, it's like being a 6-year-old again. I'm magic. This is awesome. I can do whatever I want. And really, that's the case. And a lot of us go, but I shouldn't be allowed to do whatever I want. Well, why not?
Just don't tell people about it.
Exactly. Just don't tell people. Have all the magic.
Covert change.
One of the things that I really got out of Foundation as well, and with bodies, is I was definitely one of those people who was like, my body's a pain in the ass. It's like, I don't need it. I'd be so much better off if I didn't have a body. I was happy with me, but I was never, ever happy with my body. I would wake up in the morning and have this litany of judgment. Like everything was wrong. And one of the things with the Access Consciousness tools and in Foundation, I started to realize that I could actually be with my body in a really different way. And if I didn't judge it, then things changed a lot. And I still work on that. I mean, even you're talking about the tools. We were in Italy not long ago, and I was eating this soup. And Gary Douglas, the founder of Access, looked at me and he said, is the soup good? And I said, yeah, it's great. And he went, does your body want it? And I went, oh, no. And it was just so simple. It's like, if you pock and pod every decision you've ever made, every conclusion you've gone to about what food is, about what drink is, all of that, and then start to ask your body, okay, body, what is it that you would like to eat?
Yeah. Because your body knows.
Yeah.
And that's one of the other things you start to get out of Foundation, is that your body knows. And that if you ask it, it's glad to tell you, we just never ask it. And a lot of people are walking around this planet right now with very little relationship or connection to their bodies, and they think, I am the being, my body is a bad thing, my body is the reason I have limitation. Actually, no, your body is actually a source of consciousness.
Way more fun with my body now in so many different areas. Well, it's awesome.
And also having that kindness with it. Yeah. And the other thing with all of these tools is it's not a sprint. It's like we've talked about, we still use these tools every day. We use the tools from the Foundation manual every day.
Yep.
And it's not this, and with me, when I first did my Foundation, I was like, I need to change everything in my life yesterday. And it was like, but it created
probably none of you were there.
It also created this sense of a little bit of stress in my world.
A little bit.
Just a little bit, like a lot. And it's like, but I realized it's like, as I change, I get to more places that I can change. And one of the things that you've talked about before is the universe will only deliver to you what you can handle. Yep. And it's like, and that was a gift, because I went, okay, so I see all the places where I can change, but what do I need to get to now so I can get to the next part?
Yeah. And recognizing that, it's like, truly, the universe will never give you anything you can't handle. Consciousness will never give you anything you can't handle. And the other thing that stems from that is this awareness that the universe we live in, the consciousness all around us, is actually benevolent. Yeah. Meaning, it's not malevolent like most of us think. Most of us think, actually, the universe has our back in this really beautiful way.
Yeah.
And it's there to contribute and support us. That's one of the other things that I personally got from Foundation. And also, when I was doing it, it was dynamically phenomenal, because I was reading through the book, and I realized that somebody had put into words everything I knew that nobody else was talking about.
Yeah, me too.
And we've all had that experience with the Foundation book. So consider yourself warmly invited to come and play and explore this world of possibilities that most people don't know exists. But those of us that do are having a lot more fun than most of the people that you've ever met.
Yes.
Yeah. And we'd like you to come and have fun too.
Yes.
Yes.
Come and play.